the heart of the lush green hills of Ogbeke, a village celebrated for its tradition and bountiful harvest. Life moved at the rhythm of nature. The Nwankwo River flowed steadily, whispering tales of love, betrayal, and redemption as it snakes through the fertile land. Ogbeke was known for its grand festivals, thriving markets, and people steeped in culture. Yet, beneath the harmony lay a tale that will forever be remembered in hushed tones. A story of love, defying tradition, of greed, tearing apart hearts, and of betrayal, exacting its prizes. In Ogbeke, there was no maiden as radiant as Adaku, the daughter of Nnaemeka, one of the village's most prominent elders. Adaku's beauty was unmatched. Her skin glowed like the early morning sun. Her eyes sparkled like the stars above, and her laughter had the power to melt even the hardest hearts. Yet, Adaku's charm extended beyond her appearance. She was fiercely intelligent and compassionate, with a spirit that yearned for freedom. Among all the suitors who sought her hand, only one held her heart: Kenna, a humble farmer that was callous. He has a callous hand and a kind heart. Kenna was not wealthy, nor did he possess the grand titles that others flaunted, for his love for Adaku was pure, unyielding, and true. Each morning, after tending to his yam feed, Kenna would carve small figurines for Adaku. Birds, animals, and even tiny replicas of the Nwankwo River. This token of love were a testament to his devotion. Adaku cherished them, hiding them in a small wooden box under her bed, a box she will one day take to her future home with Kenna. One evening, as he sat beneath the oji tree by the river bank, Kenna spoke of their future. "I will build us a home here, Adaku," he said, pointing to a clearing near the river, "a place where we can watch the sun rise every morning. Our children will play under this tree and will grow old together." Adaku smiled, resting her hand on his shoulder. "Kenna, you make me believe in a happiness that feels like a dream." "It is not a dream," Kenna replied firmly. "It's our destiny. But love often stands in the way of ambition. And Nnaemeka, Adaku's father, was a man driven by greed. To him, wealth and power were the only measures to success. He had amassed a significant fortune over the years, owning vast farmland and numerous herds of cattle. Yet, for all his riches, he yearned for more. One fateful afternoon, Nnaemeka received a visitor, Ezenwa. Ezenwa, the wealthiest trader in the neighboring village of Umudike, arrived in Ogbeke with a proposal. Ezenwa was a man of immense wealth, his caravans carrying goods from faraway lands, but his riches were tainted by arrogance and cruelty. "I've heard of your daughter, Adaku," Ezenwa began, sipping palm wine in Nnaemeka compound. "She's said to be the most beautiful maiden in all of Ogbeke. I wish to make her my wife." Nnaemeka's eyes widened at the offer. "You honor my family with your interests, Ezenwa, but tell me, what do you bring to the table?" Ezenwa smirked, confident in his wealth. "I will give you 30 cows, 15 plots of land, and 10 crates of the finest palm oil. No man in Ogbeke can match such a bride price." Nnaemeka's heart raised. With such wealth, he could secure his position as the most influential man in the village. "You have yourself a deal," he said, shaking Ezenwa's hand. But when Nnaemeka informed Adaku at the arrangements, her reaction was not what he expected. "Papa, I will not marry Ezenwa." Adaku's voice trembled with anger and disbelief. "You will do as I say, Adaku," Nnaemeka replied coldly. "This marriage is not a choice, it is an honor." "Honor?" Adaku shot back, her eyes blazing. "What honor is there in selling your daughter like a sack of yam? I love Kenna, and I will marry no one else." Nnaemeka's face darkened. "Love does not put food on the table or titles in the council of elders. Ezenwa can give you a life of luxury, a life Kenna could never provide." Tears streamed down Adaku's face as she ran from her father's compound. She found Ikenna by the river bank where they had first confessed their love. Ikenna, my father has promised me to Ezenwa, she said, her voice shaking. I don't know what to do. Ikenna held her tightly. Then we will leave, Adaku. We'll go far away to a place where your father and Ezenwa can never find us. But if we run, we'll be outcast. Adaku whispered. We will lose everything. Ikenna looked into her eyes. As long as I have you, I have everything I need. Unbeknownst to the lovers, their plan has not gone unnoticed. Chijoke, Ikenna's childhood friend, had overheard their conversation. Chijoke had long harbored feelings for Adaku. Though she barely noticed him, watching her choose Ikenna over him has filled him with hatred and anger towards Ikenna. That night, Chijoke went to Ezenwa's compound, where the wealthy trader was celebrating his forthcoming marriage. I have an information for you, Chijoke said, his voice low. Adaku and Ikenna plan to elope. Ezenwa raised an eyebrow. Why will you betray your friend? Chijoke hesitated, guilt flickering in his eyes. Because I want what Ikenna has, he admitted. Adaku should have been mine. Ezenwa's lips curled into a curious smile. You have done well, Chijoke. Leave the rest to me. On the night of their escape, Ikenna waited by the river bank. With a small bag of belongings, the star above lit the sky, and the gentle sound of the river calmed his nerve. But as the minute turned into hours, Adaku did not arrive. Instead, Ezenwa and his men emerged from the shadows. Before Ikenna could react, they pounced, striking him with clubs and dragging him to the ground. Blood dripped from his face as he struggled to fight them off, but he was outnumbered. You thought you could steal what is mine, Ezenwa sneered, standing over him. You are nothing, Ikenna, and now you will pay the price for your foolishness. Ezenwa and his men dragged Ikenna to the village square, where the elders were summoned, bruised and blooded. Ikenna was accused of theft and conspiracy. Despite his protest, the elders, swayed by Ezenwa's influence, declared him guilty. Adaku arrived too late. Her cries piercing the night. She screamed, but her voice was drowned out by the murmurs of the crowd. That night, Ikenna was banished from Ugbeke, and Adaku was left to face a future she could not escape. Adaku's marriage to Ezenwa was a gilded cage. Though her husband showered her with gifts, she felt nothing but emptiness. Each day she stared out of the ground windows of Ezenwa's compound, longing for the simple life she had dreamed of with Ikenna. Meanwhile, Ikenna wandered far from Ugbeke, his body battered but his spirit unbroken. He worked tirelessly, taking on jobs as a trader and farmer over the years. He built a fortune of his own, amassing wealth and influence, but his heart remained scarred, and the memory of Adaku haunted him. 5 years later, Ugbeke was buzzing with rumors. A wealthy stranger had arrived in the village, dressed in fine robes and riding a horse as black as night. When the man dismounted in the marketplace, the villagers gasped. It was Ikenna. News of his return spread quickly, reaching even Ezenwa's compound. He has come back, Ezenwa said. His voice tinkled with fear. But we find that I am still the king of this village. That evening, Ikenna called for a meeting in the village square. The entire community gathered curious about his purpose. Standing tall before the crowd, Ikenna spoke after 5 years. He said, 5 years ago, I was accused of crime I did not commit. I was betrayed by those I trusted and punished unjustly. Tonight, I am here to reveal the truth. Ikenna turned to Chijoke, who stood trembling at the edge of the crowd. Chijoke, tell them what you did. Chijoke first denied, I never did anything. I am innocent. I've never offended anybody. Why are you laying accusing fingers on me, Ikenna? Ikenna looked at him again. Chijoke, Chijoke, fell on his knees. Hey, I betrayed Ikenna, he confessed. I told Ezenwa of his plans to elope with Adaku. I let jealousy blind me, and I destroyed my own friend. Gasps filled the air as the villager turned to Ezenwa. And you, Ezenwa, Ikenna, continued, his voice steady. You used lies and violence to take what was not yours. You bribed the entire elders and corrupted the laws of the village. Ezenwa stammered, I only did what was necessary to protect the honor of Ogbeke. But the elders were not convicted him of his titles and banished him from the village. Ezenwa left Ogbeke in disgrace, his wealth meaningless. As the crowd despaired, Adaku approached Ikenna, her eyes filled with tears. I waited for you, Ikenna, she whispered. I thought I have lost you forever. Ikenna took her hand, his voice soft. We have lost much, Adaku, but we can rebuild together. Under the moonlight by the same river bank where their love had become, Ikenna and Adaku embraced each other, their hearts finally free from the shadows of the past. Their love had endured betrayal, greed, and despair, and in the end, it has triumphed. The villagers loved them, congratulated them, and they became celebrated all over the village. Days turned into months, months turned into years, as the story of Ikenna and Adaku became a very popular story in the village of Ogbeke. They grew old together, having grandchildren and telling the grandchildren about their story.